I'm coming! Okay, sorry. Hey, whew. I'm here. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate you dropping in to the Pride of Detroit Twitch and YouTube streams. My name's Jeremy, by the way, in case you didn't know. This is our Saturday morning man stream. I don't have an intro for these. Like, I'm midweek mailbag, first bite. I got intros locked in. I don't know what to say at this one. It's weird. It's informal, you know? But anyways, hope you guys are having a good start to your weekend. Big football game coming up. Michigan, Illinois, of course I'm talking about. No, Michigan as in the Detroit Lions versus Minnesota as in the Minnesota. No haircut. I just fresh out of the shower. Is Ruby here? What's Ruby saying? How come I don't see her in my chat? Ruby, do I have you blocked? Yeah, of course I showered, Ruby. That's why I didn't run. Well, I was going to say that's right. I didn't run for an hour, but that's not true. I didn't run for an hour because I couldn't take it. Oh, there's your resub. 45 months. That's you either didn't shower or you didn't run hard enough. No, I showered. I mostly dried off. Anyways, enough about my hygiene. Michigan. Why do I keep saying Michigan? I sucked myself out. Lions, Vikings this weekend. Battle for first place in the NFC North. I mean, I'm not going to beat around the bush. It has pretty huge implications. If the Lions lose this game, they fall 2 games behind the Vikings plus the tiebreaker. Of course, they could win back the tiebreaker depending on how the rest of the season plays out. Most notably with the Week 18 game with the Vikings later in the season. But wouldn't say, you know, I think I've seen percentages. Like if the Lions win this game, they're like 48, 49% to win the division. If they lose, it's down to like 20. So a lot on the line here, although I would argue it's just about getting in. Obviously, I think the Lions want to win the division, and that's the ultimate goal of the regular season. But if they don't and they still get in the playoffs, they're going to be dangerous. And I think they're going to get in the playoffs regardless of what happens in this game. So that's kind of maybe that's me like guarding my emotions for what may happen on Sunday. But anyways, this is the Madden Sim where we preview the game by simulating a game of Madden. And typically, whatever happens in the Madden game is the exact opposite of what happens in actual life. That was the way it worked for the first 4 games of the season. But last week, the Lions, I guess, escaped the Madden curse because they won the Madden Sim. And obviously, they actually won in real life. Now, you could argue that things didn't go great for the Lions last Sunday, and I think we all know what I'm talking about. But anyways, we're going to find out what Madden thinks of this upcoming game today. Before we get into it, one thing we like to do is check out the Madden ratings and how they've changed week to week. Sadly enough, Aiden Hutchinson goes up a spot this week to a 94 overall, joining now Amon-Ra and Panay in the top 3 here. Brian Branch, understandably, goes up to an 86. Before you know it, he's going to be in the 90s. I'm kind of curious where he started. Just an 85, so he's only gone up 1 this year. That's wrong. I'm just going to say it's wrong. David Montgomery up to an 85. Now, he's had to have gone up a significant amount, I would imagine. What were your launch ratings? 83. Okay. Not as much as I was expecting. Who's saying things? Woodchuck under. All right, enough of the foreplay. Let's get to gambling. All right, relax. Should I start the Lions kicker? It's hard to say what's going to happen with this Vikings defense. I mean, obviously the Lions offense is rolling pretty good right now, so it's not a bad play. And also, I'm the last person to ask about fantasy football. I haven't played in 20 years, so swap Max Crosby for Hutch. So last year, the Lions bye week hit right near the trade deadline, and if you remember, we put like everybody we possibly could on the Lions, including, I think, Max Crosby. And they still, if I remember correctly, they still lost. That was before we had found the Madden mods, which we might not need this year. I mean, they're winning some of these Madden Sims. What was that noise? Did you hear that? Am I tripping? I heard like a... That was weird. Lee McNeil goes up a spot to 81. What was it? I've never heard that noise before in my life. Okay. It's weird. Where was Aleem to start the year? Just an 80, so he's only up 1. Who else moved? Kirby Joseph. Kirby Joseph should be higher too, man. Jack Campbell goes up 1. Malcolm Rodriguez goes up 2, which is kind of interesting. Levi goes up 1. I'm surprised by how many players are in the 70s now. Why you gotta drop my Kai Wingo 1? What did he do? All right, let me just see what Kirby's been at. 77 he started out at? Jeez. You calling me on Discord? Was that a Discord notification? I don't think it was. Like, Discord is usually boop, boop. All right. That's enough Madden ratings. Let me go to full cam while I load up the game. Which is going to slow my computer down. Good morning, Cuckoo. Cuckoo Kaju. Little Bam Bam, thank you for the follow on Twitch. We can have the alert box on this screen. I don't know why it's not on this screen. Can I replay it now? Ha! There it is. We'll redo all the alerts just for funsies since they didn't show up. Didn't work. All right, never mind. Oh, there. There's the Woodchuck Hunter 100 bits. Excuse me. Short King, short computer. What do you mean by that? Hey, thank you, Scoos. How do people get it wrong? Do they not know the Beatles? Good question, politically Marston, who asks, what are your thoughts on Zadarius Smith saying he'd like being traded to the Lions? Very interesting. That was a very veteran move of his, because I think in general, when a player is asked, hey, there are people in Detroit that are speculating you should come to the Lions and they should trade for you. And if you're still with an NFL team, the general line of answer is, I'm not thinking about that. I like where I'm at. But I think once you get to a certain age, you're just like, what? Is someone going to question my work ethic when I'm 12 years into the NFL? And so he's just like, I mean, I'm focused on where I'm at now, but yeah, I mean, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I get to play against my 2 former teams in the Vikings and the Packers. I think they're, a pretty good team. I mean, he didn't quite say that, but he's just like, yeah, like I kind of like the fit there. And I'm just like, oh, you're allowed to say that and not get in trouble? Cool. I don't think it says anything about the nature of where the Lions are in negotiations or anything like that. But I just thought it was interesting and kind of fun to have a person talk about being traded somewhere before they're traded somewhere. That doesn't typically happen in the NFL. You had these same glasses. I think, are these my Warby Parkers? They are my Warby Parkers. Kind of like a little bluish and see-through on the sides. I have another set. I only have 2 sets, though. I should have more. McVeigh Rob, thank you for the 23 months. Says looking forward to Victory Monday when there are no more undefeated teams. Oh, who are the Chiefs playing? Healthy Sweater 39 months says biggest game so far this year. Let's keep up the momentum. It might be the biggest game of the year, to be quite honest, for the Lions. When you starting the playoff stash? Well, Movember is right around the corner, and that's when I grow out the mustache. So we're 10, 11 days away. Is it Chiefs 49ers this week? Dang. Well, we kind of want the Chiefs to win that one, though. Which, since I mentioned Movember here, I'll admit I am recklessly early in my planning, or late in my planning of Movember. So I'm going to ask you guys a lot today about what you want out of Movember. The mic is crackling. I will turn it down. It shouldn't be crackling. Weird. My mic has been acting up a lot lately, and I'm not sure what's going on. Is that... Ugh. I don't know. Did it help when I just turned it down a little bit, or am I just quieter? Just happens occasionally. All right, well, I don't know. My computer's been really weird. Great. Update a roster. All right, let me pull up the injury reports. So with the Lions, we all know the big ones that have been placed on IR. We're going to have to make some decisions here. Parker Hesse, why aren't you the fullback? All right. First decision is here. Kevin Zeitler. It's more fuzz than crackle. Interesting. So Zeitler officially listed as questionable. Dan did not sound very optimistic on Friday. But then, I don't know, like, I saw him practice. Not practice. I saw him work to the side with a trainer, and he's moving around pretty good. I think I agree with you all that he's probably out, but I'll say this. Like, I left Friday way more optimistic about him possibly playing this week than after Dan Campbell's press conference. I'm with you. He's probably out, which is a big bummer because obviously you're going up against a very tricky Vikings defense, and so to have a veteran player in there is important, but I think I'm with you. Let's keep him out. Tom B, no, I don't think the Lions are getting Max Crosby. I'd be surprised. I've gotten to a point in my career where I never say never, but I'd be very surprised if the Lions were willing to shell out what it takes to get Max Crosby. I'd be very surprised if the Raiders were willing to deal Max Crosby, and I'd be very surprised if the Lions would be willing to take on Max Crosby's contract. Now, that all comes with the caveat that the one thing that I don't think I've been taking into mind enough is that I've been thinking like, okay, whoever they trade for is going to be a 1 year stopgap, half-year stopgap, half-year stopgap. But they also kind of need a starter for next year, right? Because I don't think they're going to bring back Marcus Davenport, and if they do, they're not going to rely on him as a starter. Maybe it's Josh Paschal. Maybe he takes that jump in Aiden Hutchinson's absence and Marcus Davenport's absence. I'm not saying there's a chance. Well, I am saying there's a chance, but I would be very, 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 very surprised. All that to say that I'm more open now that I've thought about it for a week to a player that's not just a 1 year, a half year rental. It probably is a connection thing. I've also been having this issue where something, and I can't figure out what exactly, keeps reconnecting and unconnecting, and it makes that doo-doo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo, boop-boo-doo-doo. And thankfully, it hasn't shown up during a podcast or during a stream, but if it very well could happen during the stream where you guys are constantly hearing a boop-boop-boop-doo, boo-doo-doo. You know that noise. Anyways, all right, let's get back to it. The other questionable player is Carlton Davis. Kind of a weird progression of his week where right away, Dan Campbell's like, I'm not that worried about it. He's probably going to play, but he's not going to practice on Wednesday. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, by the way, it's not a concussion. It's a quad or whatever it is. Quad. Yeah. Quad. And then he doesn't practice on Thursday too. And you're like, uh-oh. And then all of a sudden you come back to Friday and Dan's like, oh yeah, no, he's probably going to play. So I think he's going to play. What noise was it? It was a boop, 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 boo-doo-doo, boop, 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 boo-doo-doo. The reconnecting and unconnecting noise when you reconnect and unconnect something from your computer. All right. Anyways, so I think he's probably good to go. Otherwise, we don't really have to change the lineup, assuming that they've. Oh, no, we do have something to do. We have to decide who we want to start at left end. They have James Houston, which makes sense because he's essentially the only guy on the roster, short of Isaiah Thomas, who can do it. But I think this is going to have to be a group project here. We're going to have to decide who we want to sign from the practice squad, whether it's Isaac Ukwu, whether it's Mitchell Agude. Who's the other guy? Why am I not thinking of the other guy? There's someone else in there. Coyote will replace Zeitler if Zeitler doesn't go. Not TJ Watt. I said Ukwu. Well, hold on. I need to go back and sign both. We'll We'll fix the guard situation when we get back. Oh, man. What position are they going to be under? Are they even in the game? Yeah, we're going to sign Pat O'Connor. Oh, we're not going to find them, are we? I didn't see them there. Hold on. We're looking for Agude and Ukwu. Agude and Ukwu. Oh, no. You want to just... Oh, Jonah Tavai. Oh, Mohammed. That's the other guy I was thinking of. Well, dang it. Maybe he's an outside linebacker. Wait, no. No. No! Hold on. Agude Ukwu. Agude Ukwu. I'm not going to add Zedarius. All right. I don't see Agude or Ukwu, so we're going to have to make do with what we got here. Man. Oh, that's Pat O'Connell. Not... Trying to confuse me. Just make one last. Anthony Bittman. Maybe there's no chance there. Oh, Bugs. You guys want to sign Bugs? Oh, John Pennicini. Wow, look at this graveyard of Lions defensive tackles that are available. Didn't see him. You guys see him? No. All right. All right. Well, let's go back. Oh, Nice saved. Nice. Okay. I don't know what you want to do here. Do we want to just play James Houston there and cross our fingers? Do we want to put Muhammad in there? Let's put him at least above Isaiah Thomas. Put him... Because they're not... they more or less said Isaiah Thomas is not going to play this week, so... Levi? We could put Levi in one of these spots, too. That's not a bad idea. The problem... Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. I kind of like that. Oops. That is Levi. What? Oh, I changed. That look good? I think that looks good. Levi, James Houston, Muhammad. Right defensive end is Josh Pascal. That seems accurate. They might move Josh to the left side, which they did in the game. Josh Pascal was mostly playing in Aiden Hutchinson's spot the rest of the game, with Ukwu playing in Pascal's spot. Okay, McNeil. Yeah, that's fine. Rodrigo, Campbell, and the other one's got to be Anzalone. Corners are good. Safeties are good. Let's go to the packages real quick. All right, I think James Houston should probably be your rush left end. I think that's fine, unless you want us... Do you want me to put Levi there too? As the rush defensive end? I think we can leave James there. Give him a shot. I think everything else is good. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Vikings got some work to do here too. Let's start with the offense. This is the biggest one by far. Aaron Jones is listed as questionable. He went no practice, limited. Early in the week, it sounded like he wasn't going to play, and then there was an Ian Rappaport thing that said he's kind of expected to play, but I don't know. When I watched that Ian Rappaport video, it didn't feel like he was reporting anything other than like, hey, he came back and he was limited. I still think he probably plays. But I would have been surprised on Thursday if you would have told me he was going to play. I think it's huge if he doesn't play. If you read my preview, I think it could literally be the difference between winning and losing this game, only because it's so tight. And, I mean, Aaron Jones is rushing for like 4.9 a carry. Cam Akers, well, hasn't played for them yet. They just traded for him. But Ty Chandler is rushing for like 3.5. So it's a huge difference. I don't know. I think they're being sneaky and he's not going to play a little bit, but we'll leave him in. Elsewhere, Blake Cashman is out. That's also a pretty darn huge loss for them. He's their leading tackler. We got to take him out. We're not going to put Grenard there. I always say Greenyard. It's Grenard. I'll be honest. I don't know who's going to start for them. I imagine Pace is already starting somewhere, right? No? That's going to be Pace. Great. That's fine. They also have, so TJ Hawkinson is not going to play. It certainly sounds like, all right, he's not active. We'll know for sure today whether TJ Hawkinson is going to play or not. Yeah, but also Arif said that TJ Hawkinson was probably going to play, and I think he's wrong on that. Or not to take anything away from Arif in terms of his credibility, but we recorded that earlier. We recorded it on Thursday? Yeah. Just after the Vikings injury report came out, and I think things have changed a little bit. Maybe that's why I wasn't confident that Aaron Jones wasn't going to play. But anyways, sounds like TJ Hawkinson's not going to play. We'll know today for sure because they would have to activate him to the 53 today if he's even eligible to play. That'll happen by 4 p.m. if he does. But it certainly sounds like he's not going to play. The Vikings also have a list of several questionable players. They have one more guy that's been declared out, and that's a Caleb Evans, who, as you can see, is a little bit further on the depth chart, so not necessarily a big deal. We'll throw Mekhi Blackman in for his spot. But also questionable, Dalton Risner. I'm not sure what his deal is. I guess he was on IR. They already have a starter, so they don't really need him, and he's not on here yet, so it doesn't really matter. Harrison Phillips is kind of an interesting one. We haven't really talked about his injury, but he's been a huge reason their run defense is as good as it is. He's listed as questionable. I imagine, not Risner, R-I-S-N-E-R. But anyways, Harrison Phillips, very good player, very underrated player, doesn't show up on the stat sheet. PFF hates run stuffing defensive tackles, so his PFF grade sucks. But he's a good player. If he can't go, it's a big deal. I think we're going to leave him in, though, because I don't think there's any real concern that he doesn't play. And then the other guy, Patrick Jones, is also questionable, and I think he's pretty far down the depth chart, so no big deal there. Let me just make sure that Blake Cashman isn't in on any sub packages, and then we'll get started. Sub linebacker. There he is. I knew he was going to be sneaking around somewhere on the depth chart. Sure. Harrison Smith. Actually, it probably should be Metellus because he plays some linebacker. All right. At base, you've been promoted. Let's save those changes. Week 7. Done. Great. Mike is becoming more frequent. God dang it. Patch updates. Don't care. Double chunk chocolate cookie. Stop making me say that. I hate that I say that. Intermittent crackling. What do I do? I don't know how to fix it, chat. My wires suck. Maybe I shouldn't spill water on my mic box thingy that I don't know what anything is. How's Traverse City? Awesome, Dan. Thank you for asking. Did a little like disc golf tournament thing with a few of my buddies. You want me to list the course for you disc golf crazies out there? I'll list you the courses that we did. We went up and down. Is it still really bad? Is it really bad? I didn't turn it off and on. What press that button? Does that help or hurt? We'll see. I pressed a button on it. It says INST. All right, here's what we did on our. So we did Flip City, which apparently is like an amazing course. It was great. Don't get me wrong. But that's like a world renowned one, I guess. So pretty cool. I shot over 24 over. So rough start for me. Acorn Hills, which was like a private residence one, which apparently is a thing. Hickory Hills, which I think we all agreed was very, very fun. Green Lake Disc Golf Park, which I think was also a personal one, and Hanson Hills. Those are the 5. Anyways, for you non-disc golfers, they're like, I don't care, just play Madden. Give me a second. Did I just go the wrong way? No, that's fine. All right, take note. 89. It was an 88 last time, right? 89, 85. 89, 85. All right. As far as I know, I don't believe the uniform combos have been revealed for either team yet. So I'm not sure. Actually, let's go with the Vikings first. Let's see what they have to offer. Ew. That. Oh no. Oh no. What is that helmet? Do people like this? There are people that like this, and I don't get it. Like this looks like a football uniform in a crappy 70s future dystopia movie. Where in the future all we wear is white. This is terrible. I hate this. Maybe we should make him wear it because I hate it so much. Like that helmet sucks. I'm sorry. It looks good. You just don't have good taste. All right, fine. Fine. We could go all purple as well. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the play for them. the Vikings. See, this is a better all white. I think this is fine. You got a little flare with the purple and the yellow. I think this is good. I don't think this is good. This is okay, but I don't know. Something about it makes me laugh. Whoops. All whites for blueberries? I'm okay with that. They're ugly all whites though. Do they have any like, oh man, just the Dante Culpepper Vikings are so clean. See, that's the helmet I like. I like that helmet. I'm such an old man. No, I think it was all gray, wasn't it, last year at US Bank? When they clinched, I thought it was all gray. Even like the purple is muted. Like the purple is so cool. I love purple as a color. It's so vibrant, and then it's just like, it's almost like grayscale purple. I hate this so much. Ugh, we're doing it. We're doing these god-awful all-white uniforms. That was at home the last game? Oh. Oh, that makes more sense. You're right. So they clinched in the blueberries? They clinched in the blueberries. Y'all, we got to wear the blueberries. I don't care if we're away. Yeah. We're doing it. The question is, do we want the blue helmet too? Huh? Blue helmet or no blue helmet? Yes or no on the blue helmet? Without the Madden music playing, it gets so quiet in here, guys. Wow, Twitch, you can't make up your mind. All right, we gotta put a poll up. Twitch is being indecisive, and I've only gotten one vote, a couple votes from YouTube now.
Oh, I don't know who that.
Sorry, Twitch, I don't know how to run a poll on Twitch. I do know how to run a poll. That's a lie. But it's harder, and I'm lazy. The Vikings do have purple helmets, but not in the uniforms they're wearing in this game. All right, 1 minute poll on Twitch. Oh, that didn't work. I need a mod. I need a mod to do this for me since I'm bad. Please? Twitch? Why are you not cooperating? There we go. Blue helmets. God, we are wasting time today. Yes, no. You got 1 minute, Twitch. Poll's over here. Oh, God, double me. It's pretty close. You guys got about 30 seconds left. Yes is currently leading 60-40. Whoa. Now it's double me. All right. Yes is running away with it. Yes, it is. All right. Blue helmet. We're good. Let's just play this dang thing. We're gonna do, so the real life spread is Vikings 1.5 last I checked. I think I just realized I need Twitch back up so I can do the prediction. So I think the gambling bet here should just be another straight up. So again, this is a Twitch only thing. I don't believe anything like this exists on YouTube, so I couldn't even do it on YouTube if I tried. So I think we're just going to pick a winner. Pick the winner of the Madden Sim. You can gamble any and all of your channel points. Who wins the Madden Sim? Lions, Vikings. You will have 2 minutes starting now. All right. Okay. No. Whoa, someone put a lot on. Let me see that. Okay, there we go. Jesus. Desktop. All right, Madden Sim predictions are down in this corner. I'm in the way. Who put Cattle Snacks? 160K on the Lions. Meantime, Drew Falcon, 100K on the Vikings. All right, now we're getting a little bit more evened up. Can we do this in a way that I'm not on the screen 5 times? Oh, this is going to get awkward. We're going to do this. There's just going to be me everywhere. All right. No, it's going to be even more. We're going to get to like 8 me's by the end of this. This is you know what, I'm in it. I'm in for this. Scales are tipping towards the Vikings here. This is going to be a 50-50 payout either way. 30 seconds. This is terrifying. I kind of like it. Just how do I just pet myself? Good boy. No, it's not working. It's not working. Start bobbing. Okay. Let's get a little dance going. All right. There. Okay, here we go. Wait, I gotta. No, it's not. I waited too long. See, now I stopped doing it. I had to go for. Sorry. All right, we're done. What am I doing here? Let's start this thing. This is ridiculous. Being about John Malkovich. What a good movie. I haven't seen that movie in forever. Malkovich. I once tried to do a Christopher Walken impression, and I realized I cannot do impressions. Because that's the layup impression, and I am bad at it. Like that and Schwarzenegger. And, what's the name of that? What's the name of Alfred from the Batman movies? That guy. I can't do him either. All right, let's get this thing underway. How come no one has answered my question? Michael Caine, thank you. Michael Caine. Yeah, that's about as good as it gets for me. All right, Lions are going to start with the ball here. Khalil Dorsey on the return, not going to get to the 30. Lions start at their 27 in this ugly uniformed Vikings defense. Michael Caine. That's how you say Michael Caine in Michael Caine voice. Is that a thing? If two of you said that, so I guess that's a thing. This play, which usually just means huddle up. Do it. Do it. Oh, yeah, there it is. All right, Len's going to come out in the I formation. Parker Hesse and Dave Montgomery in the backfield. Send Sam Laporta in motion. They're going to throw. 4-man rush from the Vikings. Going to drop it off to Montgomery. He's got a little bit of room upfield. He gets smacked, though, there from Stephon Gilmore. And I'm going to say, I don't know who to is. Who are you? Turn around. Dang it. 5-yard gain. I missed this, too. I like the blue hummus. Extra juicy blueberry. True. All right, so, you know, we're going to wait till the second half to talk Movember. Let's get into the game first. There's J-Mo on a crosser. Picks up the first down the Vikings' 39-yard line. Moving them chains. The Lions won this sim last week. I wouldn't say completely comfortably. I think they won by 3. But they had like a 10-point lead with 5 minutes left. Cowboys scored once, and then the Lions ran out the clock. Back to the I formation here. Under center here is Goff. Takes the snap, turns, fakes a give to Montgomery. He's looking plenty of time in the back. He's going to go deep. Deep shot. And Amon-Ra, and it's knocked away. That was a jump ball. Knocked away. Would have been a score. Would have been a crazy play. But it's no good. 2nd and 10. All right. Goff now in the shotgun. Going to drop back to pass again. Throws it up over the middle. This time he finds Amon-Ra, who gets across the 50-yard line into Vikings territory. Moves the chains again. What's the biggest key for this week's game? Lions being able to run the ball. I mean, offensively, I would say so. You've got to be good on 1st and 2nd down against this Vikings defense. Otherwise, they're going to have Goff's head swimming in 3rd down. But at the same time, the Vikings have given up a lot of yardage through the air. Is Williams hurt? He's getting up a little slow there. I think he's okay. They might be able to beat for a big play or two. They play a lot of 2 shell though, so beating them over top is maybe not the play, but long developing routes over the middle, if you can get the protection, I think could be successful against this defense. This time Goff throws right into the blitz, goes right back to J-Mo, and moves down inside the about at the 35-yard line, picks up another set of downs. Isaiah Thomas is not expected to play tomorrow. Both Dan Campbell and Terrell Williams basically said, nah. This time they're going to give to Gibbs, who has to make a guy miss in the backfield, but he can't make the second guy miss. That's a 4-yard loss on first down. That is exactly what you don't want to do on Sunday, is fall quickly behind the sticks like that. There was a question up there that I felt like I wanted to answer, and I lost it. I lost it. There's Sam Laporta's waddle in motion. Oh, a little bit of traffic that Amon-Ra had to navigate through some of his own team, but he picks up the catch, but it's only for 3 yards, setting up a 3rd and 11. What other set could he pick up? A set of steak guys? What? I don't know what that was in reference to. What did I say? Set. I know you're making a joke there, but I'm sorry. I forget what I say right after I say it. Goff with a little spin move. Finds Sam Laporta, who turns upfield, gets the first down and more. Inside the 20-yard line. That play looked doomed from the start, but Goff gave himself just enough room. Sam Laporta had just enough separation, and the Lions are in the red zone. Chuck it up to Justin Jefferson Merchant. Keeping promises to text you, say something silly. Oh, I see. I see. You're doing the announcer say something stupid thing. Got it. Sending another blitz there, and they go back to Laporta, who's created a little bit of separation there, picks up 8 down inside the Vikings 10-yard line. They did kind of repeat Goff's weird spin move thingy. That's crazy. Yeah, Zach, I know something's going on with my mic. I'm not entirely sure what. I'm going to fidget around with it. Hopefully, it's not being recorded. I mean, obviously, it's being broadcast that way, but hopefully, like in a Zoom, it isn't being recorded that way. Back to Sam Laporta again. This time inside the 5. Picks up a first down. Uh-oh, but Taylor Decker holding his midsection there. That's not good news. Can't have him miss a lot of time. I have to imagine the Lions are going to turn to Dan Skipper at left tackle. But it is 1st and goal. Lions having a very successful opening drive so far. Would you say J-Mo has shredded the bust label? No. I mean, it's 6 games. I think he has to put together a full season before people are going to stop using that on him. Oh, and the Vikings send a blitz immediately. Ivan Pace gets there for a huge loss on first down. Call it a 9-yard loss, setting up a 2nd and goal from the 13. Have to imagine on this play, Lions are just going to try to get into a 3rd manageable. Why are the animations worse than years ago? That's a good question. I do have it on like the lowest graphic setting so I can run it in this game. But I don't think that answers your question. Oh, we got some alerts I got to get to too. I'm sorry. Rogello, thank you for the 12 months, a full year subscribed. Michael T. Dunn, 41 months, says Blue Color Rush is the truth. And G-Sum, thank you for the follow. Sending another blitz here. This time Goff is going to check down, find J-Mo, who doesn't have enough space to turn up field, so he'll get out of bounds at the 9-yard line, setting up a 3rd and goal from there. Mic issues appear at the start or end of input signal, likely a cable issue, but attempt to apply noise gate to signal path to see if it resolves. I don't know what any of that means, but I'll unplug it and replug it at some point. Uh-oh. Okay. Empty backfield here. Jared Goff pointing out some protections. 4 wide here. Goff takes a snap. 4-man rush from the Vikings. Looking, throws underneath J-Mo. He's going to have to earn the extra yards, but he's stopped at the 3-yard line. And Lions have a decision here. Do they try to go for the score? Go for the touchdown here? Do they settle for a field goal? Rogue Blues, thank you for the subscription. 2 months as best Sims in the business. The Lions indeed are going to settle for a field goal here. A nice short 21-yarder. That kick is up and it's good. Lions take a 3-0 lead on the opening drive. Probably happy with how most of it played out, but that first down sack, first and goal, really set them behind. And this can be an occasionally explosive Vikings offense. You want to take as many points as you can get here. So hopefully we don't look back on that opportunity to score, to get in the end zone, and wonder what if. The phone's blowing up today. Jake Bates with kickoff. That one's fielded at the 7-yard line. A little bit of a hole, but won't get to the 30-yard line. Nice tackle there. Was that Derek Barnes? Pretty sure I saw a 55 in there. Making the tackle just a yard short of that touchback mark. And here comes Sam Darnold. Really crappy stats last year, but playing his butt off this year, wearing that ridiculous helmet. Bye, Ruby. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good weekend. Is that Jack Campbell playing almost on the line there? He's going to rush. Pickett! Oh! Who was that? Carlton? Lions were in a zone there. Carlton elevated. Maybe he had a shot at a pick. Got one hand on it. Bats it away. 2nd and 10. Can we get your unfiltered thoughts on the Chris Christie comments? I mean, I was pretty unfiltered in the article I wrote about it. I mean, could it have been a more, like, politician response? Knocked away! Carlton Davis again. This time he was targeting, I believe that's Aaron Jones. Nice close there to force the incompletion. I mean, like, listen, like, we've gotten to a point in American politics where everyone just, like, whines and cries, and when something doesn't go their way, they call the other person an idiot or stupid or disrespectful or whatever. And it's hilarious. It's hilarious in Chris Christie's case because he couldn't have come after a more beloved person across the board. Right? Dan Campbell is one of the nicest, most genuine people I've come across in this business, and to say that he's disrespectful and that's just who he is, and it couldn't have been more misguided. It couldn't have made himself look more like an idiot. But the problem is politicians have no shame anymore. And so I'm sure he doesn't care that Lions fans are in his mentions and calling him an idiot and I called him a gas bag. Like, none of that matters to him because that's what where we're at in politics. It's just everyone says dumb shit and they don't care about the consequences because guess what? There are no consequences. You can say whatever you want now. And the bar has been lowered so much that what would have used to disqualify you as a public figure or a politician is so damn low now that it doesn't matter what you say, whether it's a lie, whether it's disrespectful, any of that stuff, you can do it now. I didn't mean for this to turn into political rant, but dear Lord. Look at Jameer shaking off a defender, picking up 4. I do not want to be president. It's the last thing I want. Christie is buddy-buddy with Jerry Jones. He's a Cowboys fan, and I think he's actually gone on record saying, like, I'm a Cowboys fan because when I was in New Jersey, the Giants stunk. Like, that's the kind of person we're dealing with here. And if you aren't pissed off enough about Chris Christie, if you were to go back and watch Lions Cowboys from the 2014, 2015 playoffs, when the Cowboys sealed that game, they cut to Jerry Jones's box, and Chris Christie is there hugging him. Yeah, Goof, I specifically avoided that, Goof. Lions looking to add to the lead. I blacked out. What happened on the Vikings drive? Oh, they ran it on 3rd and long. That's right. And it got stopped in the backfield. No. I don't despise bandwagon fans at all. I am a card-carrying bandwagon Tigers fan. But I think for Chris Christie to like disrespect the Giants and be like, you know, he worked for people in that area and just like publicly say, yeah, the Giants stunk. That's why I'm a Cowboys fan. Like that's just low class. Like, just say like, I don't know, I like the Cowboys. You don't have to crap on someone else to explain why you're a fan of another team, even if it's true. All right, pretty good first quarter there from the Lions. They get a 3-and-out on defense. Offense drives the length of the field, picks up a field goal, and now they're in Vikings territory again. True, I am from Michigan. Here's the thing, like, I don't know how people can become fans of teams inorganically. I don't know how you can just pick a random... This is why I can't get into, like, Premier League, is I'm not organically a fan of one of those teams, and I don't know how to do that. It seems silly, and probably is silly, but I can't do it. Hey, Sala, thanks for stopping by. Good luck indeed. Let's both stay healthy in this one because, my goodness, the Lions have had enough injuries. I'm not sure what the injury situation has been like for Minnesota this entire year, but obviously coming out the bye looking pretty good. Not much happening in the run game so far in this sim. Montgomery, just his second run of the game, only picks up 3 total, 2 there. Setting up a big 3rd and 8. Lions kind of on the verge of field goal position here. Be about a 52-yarder in Madden, but it'd be a 53-yarder in real life because Madden doesn't know that you're supposed to add 8, not 7. But anyways, Goff taking the shotgun snap, looking 4-man rush from the Vikings, plenty of time. Gonna find an open receiver. That's Jamison Williams down inside the 20, down to the 10, out of bounds, setting up a 1st and goal again for your Detroit Lions. Big 3rd down pickup there. Plenty of people have reasons to be fans of teams they aren't where they live. I think the only one that bothers me is when it's just because I cherry-picked a winning team I have no connection to. Yeah, I get why that's annoying. You know, someone who's like, I'm a fan of the Cowboys, the Yankees. You know, an NHL team that's regularly really good. Little check down. Tom Monterey was going to try to fight his way to the end zone, but he's knocked out of bounds at the 2-yard line. 8-yard pickup. St. Brown angry about it, but that's a productive play. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Choose, I guess to me the most organic way to pick a non-local team would be to just like, hey, I like this player, I'm going to like his team. Meanwhile, Jahmyr Gibbs untouched into the end zone, and the Lions are up 9. 9-0 ball game as Sonic rolls his way in. I did see Kirby Joseph suggest that J-Mo runs a 4.040. I can't imagine they've actually timed it, but I think he's just saying that. I mean, that'd be insane. Being a Chiefs fan because of Taylor. Sure, that's certainly a thing. I heard that EQ was trying to stir up some stuff again. But, I mean, listen. If I played for the 2-5 Saints, I'd probably be lashing out too. Wait, I'm sorry. I said played for the Saints. If I was on the Saints, I'd probably be lashing out too. I'm kidding. He was activated on Thursday. I didn't watch the game. Did he play at all? Did he catch a ball? He's trying to stick to the big... And listen, like, it's bait. It's bait. It draws attention to their podcast, which is what they want. Did Jack Fox just make that tackle? I think he did. Because, okay, here's the thing. I really tried not to make any comments about EQ or, I think we included it in one day of notes, but we didn't headline notes with it. Because, listen, there's a reason why they chose that clip. The Amon-Ra St. Brown the St. Brown Brothers podcast on Twitter chose that clip and put it on social media. Because they knew it was going to stir up shit. They knew people were going to quote tweet it, and people were going to see it, and people were going to check out the podcast, and the clip was going to get engagement. Yeah, it's engagement farming, 100%. Oh, no. Oh, good tackle there by Terrion to prevent a disaster there. Who the heck is that guy? I don't even know who this guy is. Sherfield? Is he like their 5th receiver? Why is he playing? But anyways, like, I don't want to give them what they want for being dicks to the people of Detroit. Like, I understand, like, when the city of Detroit slapped back, and that was fun, and all that sort of stuff, and it's all harmless fun, but when you engage with that clickbait stuff, you're encouraging them to do it again. And so I knew they were going to come back to it again. And not just because Detroit clapped back, because they knew it would do numbers. And so if you don't want that kind of content to be produced, you can't be involved in the engagement, period. And so that's what I'm trying to do. And listen, I get the temptation. I have quote tweeted crappy takes before just to dunk on them. I'm trying to be my best about not doing that anymore, because it's just encouraging that kind of content to exist. I don't have any idea on the uniforms this week. I imagine they're probably going to be relatively simple. Like, they might go all whites again. I would imagine it might just be whites, blue pants. Darnold forced to throw that one away, and the Lions defense gets another stop. No questions, Ern. Goldfinch, I felt that way early on the St. Brown podcast. I feel like I've talked about this before. It lost me. Somewhere along the way it lost me, where it's too much bickering between the two, where they're just trying to rile each other up. And I get that can be fun, and I understand why that's fun for someone who maybe grew up with a brother and or maybe missed out on having that bickering with a sibling. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like they know what's going to push each other's button in a way that is predictable and, I don't know, kind of boring at this point. But yes, when they bring it, like, the guest is the best part now. It's almost like the opposite of the Manning cast, where the guest is the worst part typically. But I think the guest is the best part for their podcast, because, yeah, like, Kirby's awesome. Gibbs is awesome. Montgomery is awesome as a guest. But I just like oh, your team sucks, huh? No, your team sucks. Your team sucks. Hey, have you played yet? No, you only had 30 yards. Were you yelling at the side? Like, it's just like, we get it, you're brothers. Sorry if you're watching, but, like, can you be friends a little bit? Be funny. Meanwhile, J-Mo. All the way down to the Vikings 40-yard line. Branch's interview last night was rough. On what? Where was Branch being interviewed? Peaches fired. Do you think the Lions make a trade Tuesday or wait until the deadline? Well, I definitely think they're going to make a trade. I do. I don't have a strong feeling of whether it's going to happen this week or next week. Oh, boy. Oh, is that Van Ginkel? Van Ginkel! Oh, I 100% am a grumpy old man at heart. I've been, yeah. I've been beyond my years since I was a teenager. And that doesn't play well with teenagers when you're kind of like the grumpy old man already. What are your thoughts on Zadarius Smith? I think the Lions should go for it 100%, and I think it would take a day 3 pick. What is Dave Montgomery runs onto his own guy, and it turns out to be the patience he needs for a huge run all the way down to the Vikings 23-yard line. What an interesting play that was. Yeah, I think it would take me. I mean, like, I'd go high if I was Brad. I'd go up to like a 5th for Zadarius. I honestly think that's all it would take. He's 32. I don't believe he has another year on his deal after this one. All sorts of time. And he finds... Oh, broke a tackle there. Nice play there by Tim Patrick. All the way down. The Lions are just dominating this game. What is happening? Old soul. That's right. I'm an old soul. Yeah, Zadarius is 32. No question. Oh, he has another year? Oh, he's... Okay. I guess I missed that. Give to Montgomery, and there is just a gaping hole up the middle of that offensive line, and he scores without being touched, spikes the football amidst all the boos, and strikes a pose with his offensive lineman. Look at, I mean, Frank doing work, Neese doing work. Lions got 2 backup offensive linemen in there. If you came in late, Decker got injured on the opening drive of this game, and it hasn't mattered one bit. Lions are an extra point away from being up 2 scores. Meanwhile, Kevin O'Connell yelling at one of the most veteran players on his team in Harrison Smith. He's losing it. This is like when, what's his name? The Packers coach was losing it on the sidelines a couple weeks ago. Let's hear the boos, baby. Sam Darnold going to have to play from behind really for the first time all season. This is a Vikings team that has gotten out to 2-score leads in every single game so far this year. Usually it takes until the second or third quarter to get there, but they've been up 2 or 3 scores in every single game. Now they find themselves down 3 scores. They did. I don't even know how to look up injury updates in this game. So no update on Decker. And to be clear, this is just the man team. Decker is not, from my understanding, injured at all in real life. Did I see that half of the crowd was wearing blue? Were they really? There's no shot Madden takes into mind how well a team travels, is there? Well, maybe they do. That would be I would love to talk to a Madden dev about that. Madden, if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, please let me know if you take into mind how well a team travels when you populate the crowd. Nice little cut there from Aaron Jones, but he runs right into DJ Reader, who blows him backwards. A little help from Jack Campbell there as well. Just a 3-yard gain for Aaron Jones. If the Lions come out and jump to a 17-0 lead, I'm going to be ecstatic. I'm going to put the Lions number 1 in my power rankings that I don't actually have. Little spin move there from Sam Darnold, who finds his tight end. He's going to be about a half-yard short of the first down. Brings up a 3rd and inches. We're at 2:40 left here in the first half. Where is JJ? Great question. I don't believe Justin Jefferson has been targeted once yet so far. Locked down Terrion Arnold in the game. Darnold going to go into shotgun here. He's going to throw on 3rd and inches. Going to throw this one quickly out to the tight end. Did he get it? They're going to say yes, but just barely. Kirby Joseph was right there. He thought he had him short, but they pick up just enough to move the chains. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings as we probably get to the 2-minute warning here. Vikings taking things very casually. Now they'll hurry to the line. 2:05. Will they get this play off? Darnold under center is going to get the snap off. Going to go play action. Rolls to his right. Throws to his left. Finds an open receiver who's hit very hard. And I was going to say that's TJ Hawkinson. It is Hawkinson. He wasn't in the lineup. Hawkinson in the game, even though we very We checked, and he wasn't in there. Anyways, drops that pass. And we get to the 2-minute warning. 1:57 left, 2nd and 10 for the Vikings. Darnold, shotgun snap, throws, deep shot. Is this to Justin? It is. Oh, my goodness, and it looked like he had it. Did Terrion get a piece? I'm not entirely sure if he got a piece or not, but he's celebrating like he is. That's a huge play. I don't even know for sure that that one was to Justin Jefferson. Didn't get a number. But now, 3rd and 10. Darnold calling out some protections. Lions just a 4-man rush. It's going to go deep. Same play. He's got him open, and it's too far. Diving attempt there by Justin Jefferson, but he doesn't get there. And then he gets in Terrion Arnold's face for some reason. My goodness. Justin Jefferson had a step or two on Terrion Arnold, but he airmailed it. And the Vikings are going to punt and give the Lions enough time here to add to their lead before the half. Lions playing max coverage. I don't know. I'm making up things. Anyways, Khalif Raymond with the return past the 30-yard line. And Goff is going to have about 1:40 and all 3 timeouts. He is currently 20 of 22. I would not expect the real-life Lions to throw it 22 times in the first half, let alone Goff complete all but 2 of them. Over 90% completion percentage in the first half here from Goff, as this Lions team is rolling right now in Minnesota. Has him quiet as a mouse. Steady and quiet as a mouse. Goff will go under center here. Going to throw a quick one out to St. Brown, who is hammered by Harrison Smith inbounds after just a 2-yard gain. Clock will run from there, 1:30 left. I think you're thinking of 2 years ago. Justin Jefferson had 2 good games against the Lions last year. Wide open! Tim Patrick doesn't get out of bounds, though, but will get all the way down inside the Vikings' 35-yard line. Lions not calling a timeout left. There's a minute left. 1st and 10 for the Lions. In scoring position again already. Just perfect protection for Jared Goff. The Vikings strangely only sending 4 typically in this game. Not challenging that offensive line that's missing 2 of its starters right now. Meanwhile, though, the clock is running. Now we're going to be inside 50 seconds here. Lions will hurry to the line. Goff, shotgun snap with Gibbs to his left. Throws. Finds Sam Laporta, who gets down inside the 20. Gets out of bounds and gives the Lions yet another first down and another red zone trip for this Lions offense. Their 4th of the day already. This is crazy. Goff going to take the shotgun snap, 3 receivers to his right, setting up the screen to the left. Montgomery gets the catch, I should say. Breaks 1 tackle, but is tackled inbounds. Only picks up 4 there. Seems like maybe he had more blockers to the inside, went outside. We did take Zeitler out of this game. We don't know yet if he's in or out for Sunday. Dane Campbell seemed to suggest it was a bit of a long shot, but Friday before practice, he wasn't quite ready to say whether he was in or out. I watched the first 15 minutes of practice where Zeitler was working on the side with the trainer. He was moving around pretty good, so I think Zeitler was trying to make his case to play. Oh my God, the interior offensive line got destroyed on that play, but Goff gets the ball out quickly, finds Sam Laporta setting up a 3rd and 2. They call timeout with 31 seconds left. Big play here. If the Lions can get in the end zone, be technically a 3-score game, but essentially a 4-score game. They still have 1 timeout left, so they don't have to work the sidelines or throw this one in the end zone necessarily. Shotgun snap from Goff. Plenty of time, plenty of protection, just standing, looking, throws through the back of the end zone, through the uprights. That's not worth any points, unfortunately, but it will be 4th and 2, and the Lions will have an opportunity to kick it through the uprights and make this a 20-0 ball game with just 25 seconds left in the first half. Lions did get the... Oh, they're going to go for it. They're going to go for it. They're going for the jugular here. Look at this. Goff is going to take the snap. Looks, throws, finds Amon-Ra down to the 2-yard line. First down, Detroit, and they'll not use their timeout. What are you doing? Use the timeout, for God's sakes. Oh, no. Here we go again. Madden, come on. Do something. 10 seconds left. Please. Please. Get to the line. Call a timeout. Do something. Don't. Oh, my God. Now you call the timeout. Why are you going for it if you're just going to run the clock down to 4 seconds and kick the field goal now? Stupid. Stupid, man. Look at them playing prevent field goal block here. Or prevent fake field goal. Well, they get the 3 points after a wasted 4th down conversion. But they run the clock down to 2 seconds, so assuming, maybe I shouldn't assume this, the Vikings don't return this kickoff for a touchdown, the Lions are going to go up into halftime with a near 3-touchdown lead, and I don't think you could have asked for a better first half against a first place undefeated Minnesota Vikings team. Downgrade, that's a really good question that I had considered, but I hadn't asked. So the question is, if Zeitler is out, do they move Graham to right and slide Zeitler into left? My instincts are to say no, because I think since they've been repping Graham at left all season, essentially, that they're going to keep him there. But it's certainly an option that's on the table. Here comes James Houston. Okay. I'm not sure why you would throw a Hail Mary from your own 30, but you know what? You do you, Vikings. If you want to add another incomplete pass, that's fine with me. 20-0 ball game after one. This is unlike any Madden lines we typically see there. But the running game is starting to get going. Jared Goff is having a near perfect first half. And the defense, not allowing Sam Darnold to beat him. I think maybe the Madden rating on Sam Darnold is still a little bit behind how he's actually performing, which would make sense. Do you see more Gibbs and Montgomery trading off every other play like last game? Up until then, it would be every other series. It's a good question. I still think they tend to like series-based more than anything, but I do like mixing it up in the middle of drives. Yeah, no worries, Flint. The only reason I know that is because I've checked recently. And because it was I remember that game specifically, the we stopped Justin Jefferson game, because it was Jeff Okudah. Everyone was like, oh, this is Jeff Okudah's like coming out party. We understand that Jeff Okudah had help with safety over the top, but like, hey, he stopped Justin Jefferson. This is the beginning of him skyrocketing. Obviously, Okudah wasn't on the team last year, so that's the only reason I remember. Jeremy, do you think Barnes, Zeitler, Levi, Iffy, and Carlton all get re-signed? Carlton's a tough one for me, just because he's going to come pretty pricey as a number one corner. Oh, now the Vikings are going to the run game, finding a little success. Aaron Jones breaking some tackles and picks up 9. And Iffy to me is also like, oh, is Aaron Jones hurt? Iffy's a tough re-signing too, man. Like, he's a good player. He's a weapon on defense, but he can't get healthy. And so if he wants to return on a relatively cheap contract, sure. But I can't imagine he's a priority. Jones, apparently healthy enough to come back out there, get some tough physical yards there up the middle, picks up a first down. But that's about it. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Lions' 36-yard line. I think you have to bracket Justin Jefferson this week. You have to, and I know that's going to leave whoever's on Jordan Addison and the slot receiver who I can't think of right now. Take that guy. Oh, that's Jordan. It's going to leave them vulnerable, but you're going to have a Meek step up in the slot. I don't think he was at his best last week, but I'd love to see more out of Meek this week. It might mean more out of Terrion if he's up against Addison one-on-one. It's not going to be an easy week for the secondary. I mean, I'm not saying anything that's surprising. Oh my goodness, Justin Jefferson was beyond 2 defenders again and again. Sam Darnold overshoots him, and a huge play is avoided. And now the Vikings need a conversion here to stay in this ball game. It's 3rd and 3 from their own 43-yard line. I don't know about James Houston being active this week. Like, at first I thought it was going to happen when Dan was like, "This is a big opportunity for him this week." And then when we talked to Terrell Williams, he was like, "Yeah, he's had a couple days of good practice, but it's Friday. He needs a full week of good practice if we're going to give him a shot." That's how it works in this room. Like, you need to earn your spot, and he hasn't earned it yet. And I was like, okay, but Jesus. Can we go 2 minutes, 2 sentences saying something like neutral about James Houston? Up the middle. This time he connects Jordan Addison, who had gotten past Kirby Joseph, and that's the Vikings' first score of the day. Jordan Addison standing awkward in the end zone like he doesn't know what to do, and then he realized he scores, and he spiked it. Naylor. That's who I was thinking of. Naylor. I'm getting confused, and this came out during the podcast. Is Jalen Naylor and Jalen Rieger? Those two are so mixed up in my mind, like the former Vikings receiver. One of them is Jaden, one of them is Jalen, and I can't remember who's who. But I think it's Jalen Naylor? Jaden Naylor? I don't know. Hey, get this third quarter talk out of here. Unless you got a 2 next to your name. Unless you voted for the Vikings. But man, they've been trying that deep shot all day. That's probably about their 5th attempt at a literal 40-yard pass, and they finally connect on it. Was Aiden on the sidelines walking? Or did he post something? Jalen Rieger was a wide receiver with the Vikings. Eagles was a wide. He was on the Vikings though too, right? I'm not making that up. Now you got me second guessing at my entire being. Okay. Okay, for a year. The reason I remember him, like, he was their punt returner, and he was bad at it. Like, he kept fumbling or muffing and just being bad at it. And Paul Allen? Yeah, Paul Allen, their radio guy, just, like, hated him. He's just like, "Get him out of here." Like, on the radio program, he's like, "You need get this guy off the field." Paul Allen, like, just... He is so unfiltered, and part of me is like, that's super unprofessional. Part of me is like, respect, dude. Respect. Just living like a fan out there. Not a lot of room there for Dave Montgomery, and the Lions are in danger of answering a Viking score with the 3 and out here. Jonathan Grenard with the tackle. Oh, they're both named Jalen? Okay. I'm mixing it with Jaden Reed? Maybe. So Eric, the Madden sim was incorrect for the first 4 games of the season in predicting the winner. It finally broke its streak last week when they predicted the Lions to beat the Cowboys. Paul Allen is not a hack. I think he's very talented at what he does. I think it's just not everyone's cup of tea. My Paul Allen impression sounds like Walter Cronkite. All right, Lions pick up the first down. I missed it completely, but that's a big first down pickup to avoid the 3-and-out. Flip the field position a little bit here, but not a nice start to the next series here. Series of downs, a 1-yard loss to Dave Montgomery. I don't know why that turned on my Siri, but okay. Exactly, goof. Shotgun here. They're going to send Laporte in motion, then send him back. He's out in the flats. Goff is going to look elsewhere, though. Finds Dave Montgomery, who breaks a tackle, makes a guy miss down inside the Vikings 40. And, man, this guy just makes one play a week at least. It just drops your jaw. And that's the one for Dave Montgomery. Puts Jared Goff over 300 yards passing in the third quarter. I did not see Christian Mahogany's quickly deleted tweet last night. Do I want to know what it is? Nicely blocked run there for Dave Montgomery. He's going to push his way forward for an 8-yard gain down inside the Vikings 30-yard line. Who's Hawk Harrelson? I think he was confused about how he's listed with an illness because it just said I'm not sick. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I think he has to be listed with an illness because that's... he must have just been getting tweets like, are you okay? Are you okay? But yeah, he's listed as an illness because that's why he's in the non-football illness list. I don't think that's like a shot at the Lions organization. If I think maybe it came across as that, like people who don't understand the situation. Maybe it came across as that and he quickly realized it and he deleted it. But no, he is not yet activated from the NFI. The way it works is you're on the NFI, you're on the IR, you're on the PUP. You return to practice, but you're still on that NFI list because you don't count against the 53-man roster. So he's not on the 53-man roster yet. The Lions are only 2 weeks into that 21-day activation window. And so unless... And there's probably no reason to activate him this week unless, I mean, maybe they do so that they have the extra body because Zeitler might not be active. It's possible they do that. I think they have enough interior offensive linemen where they're fine, but it's possible they do that. And maybe that's what the tweet was about, is like, I'm coming off. Who knows? But anyways, typically, when you return to practice, you are not taken off the NFI, the IR, the PUP. You wait until they're ready to actually play. Then you take them off the list. Then they count against the roster. So, like Hawkinson. Hawkinson's been practicing for 2 weeks. He is still on the PUP list for the Vikings. He's not off the PUP yet. Mono, yes. He had mono. Meanwhile, I keep blacking out and from the game that we're actually watching here, and the Lions are somehow first and goal again. What turned into a scary maybe 3-and-out drive has now turned into a scoring drive. Jamison Williams wide open, and this offense cannot be stopped. It doesn't matter if you have the first-ranked defense in the league. The Lions are going to hang 30 on you. All right, 27 technically, but with an extra point pending, it's going to be 27-7 Detroit Lions nearing the end of the third quarter. Oh, you're right. He was already listed as out, so they're not going to activate him. That's a good point, Phoenix. Great call. Do agents monitor every post and tweet of athletes and make them delete things? It's a good question. I'm sure agents monitor that. I'm sure teams monitor that as well. Lions are going to go for 2 here. Trying to make it 28-7, an exact 3-touchdown lead, and they're going to get it. You find, I almost called him TJ Hockenson, guys. You find Sam Laporta wide open. That's an easy score, and the Lions are now up 18 points as we are nearing the end of that third quarter. I didn't even patch Madden. There's no Madden this week. Is Jamo already over 100 yards again? He had a monster game against the Cowboys last week. In Madden, I should say. He obviously had a pretty good game in real life too, but no one had a monster game in the receiving corps because they spread the ball out so well. Nine catches, 99 yards before the touchdown. Dang. Who gets to the live tweeting for Lions games on the POD Twitter? It's typically me. In the past, it's been more John Whitaker. I've kind of unprioritized tweeting during Lions games. It's fun, but it's not worth a lot of my time and energy and thought. What math did I mess up? I guess Madden has, gotten over their hate of the Lions for whatever reason. I guess all it took was getting Aiden Hutchinson off the field. A little check down Aaron Jones. He's swallowed up after about a 5-yard gain. When do you think the commish returns? December, probably. It did not sound like a pre-Thanksgiving return when we last heard Dan Campbell talk about it. Thank you, B-dubs. Check this one down to... Who's their other tight end? He's pretty good. I just can't remember his name. That's not who I was thinking of. They're going to come up just short. Call it 3rd and inches here. As we get towards the end of Oliver. That's right. Was it Oliver? Maybe it was Oliver. Sam Darnold will go under center here. Going to change the play. Take the snap. They're going to throw again on a 3rd and inches. But an easy catch there for Justin Jefferson. A little curl for about 7. Darnold raises his hand triumphantly in a first down pose, despite the fact that they are now down 21 points at the end of the third quarter. Your tweets help during the game, though, because that notification's always on. Are you getting update? Are you not able to watch the game, so you're getting my updates, or you just like getting the notifications? Am I tripping, or does the left guard have something in his hands? That was weird. Get him, Levi! Get him, Levi! No, he's going to slide. Pick up about 5. That's fine. You keep him inbounds, you keep the clock running. Thanks, Flint. I appreciate that, man. I'm not trying to ever do quick bait stuff, you know? I might have engaging headlines. We call it in the business what do we call it? Curiosity gap. So, you know, instead of saying in the headline, Kevin Zeitler, questionable versus Vikings, the headline is 2 starting Lions, questionable for Vikings. So that's about as clickbaity as I get, but like, my takes are my takes. I'm not trying to exaggerate them, not trying to yell at anybody. I'm not all about embrace debate and screaming at each other. I recognize that there is a chasm between what I know and what NFL franchises know. And I never want to pretend like I know more. And that doesn't mean I can't criticize moves. I mean, I wrote a fairly critical article of the Lions 2024 draft class. That doesn't mean I think I know more than Brad Holmes. Just, I would have had a different strategy. But anyways, all that being said, typically my approach is more, because I don't like to predict stuff. I don't like to say, hey, the Lions should go get this guy. They need to get this guy. They need to sign that guy. They need to do this. I'm more like, okay, the Lions made this move. Why? Let me figure out why. I do just like to yell at chat. I yell at you guys. But that's because I love you. Darnold methodically working his way downfield. Going to hit his tight end. That's probably Oliver again. Inside the 25-yard line. Firing up Sam Darnold. He loves 10-yard checkdowns. Can we get into whether... No. I don't know if you're being serious comeback or not, but no. We're not going to get into that because refrigerated trucks. That's all I need to say on that topic. All right. Aaron Jones is, oh my goodness. Jack Campbell and Malcolm Rodriguez knock him backwards. Sliding like Ohio State. That's a good joke, Hunka Chunka. I laughed so hard when they ran out the clock on themselves last week. Very, very funny. Sorry to Ohio State fans out there, but I'm clear. What? First of all, what's Ben Neiman doing in there? Second of all, why is he running away from the play? Why is he running away from his gap responsibilities? First and goal here for the Vikings, but the clock is ticking. We're now 5 minutes left, and the Vikings still down 3 scores. They don't even seem interested in saving time here. Little play action pass. Lions sending a blitz. It doesn't get there, but oh, nice defensive play. Carlton Davis is playing his butt off tonight. That's 3 pass breakups for him at least so far in this game. Second and goal. I don't think Hawkinson's going to play this week. Jones, to me, is 50-50, but because Rappaport threw it out there that he's trending towards playing, maybe it's more 60-40. Is he going to try to run this one in? Is he going to get there? Oh, my goodness. He gets in. Gets clobbered by Alex Anzalone. But Sam Darnold with a gutsy touchdown. Down 3 scores in the final 5 minutes. He puts his body on the line there. Just getting a little respect from the sidelines. I don't know if that's... Aiden's back! Aiden, guys! He's here! Aiden! Guys, he's here! Was he out there on the play? Oh, man, I just got sad. Man, I'm going to be honest. I only got to watch the first half of last week's game on my rewatch. And, like, I got really sad watching it because Aiden is so freaking good. And he just sticks out on every play. And you're like, oh, my God, Aiden was so good there. And it literally made me sad. I'm just like, I want this guy on my team. How much draft capital are you okay with using to try for a depth rental? A depth rental? So not even, are you suggesting not even a starter, Cody? Because if it's not a starter that we're talking about, it shouldn't be anything more than a 5th. I mean, it really shouldn't be anything more than a 6th or a 7th. If you're talking about like a Zadarius Smith, I think 4th or 5th is probably the longest, the furthest I would go. And even that is a little pricey for a 1.5 year rental. Sam Darnold's 2-0 versus the Lions in his career kind of makes me nervous. It's a very different secondary back in those days. I think people forget, and we talked about it a little bit. Did we talk about it on air? No, I don't think we did. I think it was off air during First Bite with Arif. Sam Darnold was the quarterback during that god-awful Carolina 2022 game in the middle of the Lions' 8-2 run. You may only remember that game as the game where the Panthers ran it for 300 yards. But Sam Darnold was the quarterback in that game. And he was like 17 of 19 or something crazy like that. This Lions offense is just unstoppable, man. Thanks for reminding us. Yeah, you're welcome. That game was horrible. But you know what? That's the last time the Lions had a truly horrible game. 2 years ago, right? That's not true. Okay, listen. I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot about the Baltimore game last year. But those are the only 2 horrible games. I know. I forgot about the Baltimore game. I'm sorry. You're right, chat. Thanksgiving against the Packers wasn't as horrible. It was a letdown for sure. Goff took like 2 hours to get to his check down there. And Dave Montgomery. Easy button, David Montgomery. Down inside the Rams. Jesus. Vikings, 35-yard line. Patriots game was longer than 2 years ago, though. Or it was about 2 years ago. It was after the Panthers game. Right? Yeah. Stop saying Baltimore, chat. How far behind are some of you? Refresh your streams. Did they just take a delay game on first down? Goff, what are you doing?
Still first down.
Who do you like covering more, Stafford or Goff? Stafford was the better interview, if that's what you're asking. I think the story of Goff is more compelling, right? I mean, it's now becoming a more and more common story, but like being discarded by your old team and proving you're still a top 10 quarterback is a pretty incredible story. But it's listen. I think Goff and Stafford had a level of disdain for the media in a way that's not surprising or unique to them. But I think Stafford was a little bit more playful, a little bit more willing to play ball if you came at him with a good angle. While Goff just Goff clearly just wants to get through it, and that's fine. I don't take like I said, in this business you can't take hatred for the media personally. It's extremely common. I can understand, especially from a guy like Goff's standpoint, who just made another great play to Tim Patrick all the way down inside the 10-yard line. But, like, yeah, I mean, Goff has been dragged through the media, right? Dragged through the public, dragged through the fans, dragged through the media. I understand his level of mistrust in the media. It hasn't done him a lot of favors. It can, I think, with some players, but with him, it was a rough sledding, and so I get it. And I don't take it personally. But if you're asking me who would I rather saddle up to and talk to for 10 minutes, it'd be Stafford. Who's a more compelling story? It's Goff, and it's not close. I don't know if maybe hate's a strong word for Goff's relationship with the media, but like you can sometimes like see him roll his eyes a little bit at a question or get a little sarcastic, and in general, and this is a very, how should I say it, uncalculated. Look at Dave Montgomery. I got the sense that if you wanted to hang around after those press scrums and talk to one or two of those guys, that I think Matthew Stafford would be a little bit more willing to just do a one-on-one and just off the record chat with a reporter than Jared Goff is. And again, like, this is not a criticism of either approach. You do you. I don't care. That's just the general sense I get. And again, maybe other reporters have a different experience with those two quarterbacks. That's just my surface level observation. All right, by the way, Lions are back up 21 points and just absolutely obliterating this Vikings defense and have now scored at least 35 points in 3 straight weeks. This is me blending reality with Madden. 3 straight games. That stupid bye week always makes me like I have to be a little bit more accurate with my writing, where it's like, oh, the Lions have scored 40 points in back-to-back weeks. No, that's technically not true. They didn't play the week before. It's back-to-back games. Attention to detail, it matters, people. Exactly, Hunka. I think that's mostly accurate. That's not to say that Goff isn't being honest with the media. I think he is. I think in general he is. I think all the Rams stuff obviously annoyed him when all that was going on both last year and this year. And again, very understandably so. And so he's saying, yeah, it doesn't mean anything to me. It's an extra game. I think that's when he's maybe being a little... I thought Brian Branch was going to pick that. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that anymore. Would Goff do Movember? You mean like jump on a stream or not shave? I don't know. It's a good question. Oh my goodness! That was actually a pretty well executed screen pass because Sam Darnold took a shot. No, AFB, I know there's something happening with my mic. I'm going to have to figure out what. Yeah, I don't know. Who cares what the Vikings are doing now? You want to throw it to Justin Jefferson now? Go for it. You had 3 quarters to do so when the game was close, and you blew it. I hate the Vikings, but you like these uniforms? I really don't. Do you think the Bears stay at this pace? Oh my God, look at this hard-hitting Lions defense. Pascal doing the too short celebration on a quarterback hit. And then I think it was Kirby Joseph who walloped Aaron Jones. Listen, I think some of what the Bears are doing right now is being inflated by playing 2 bad pass defenses the past 2 weeks. But they've got a pretty easy schedule right for the next couple weeks. They finished with a really tough schedule. But I do expect their offense to continually get a little bit better. Like, when I watched them last, they were calling some good creative plays in a way that they hadn't. And it seemed like their offense actually made sense for the first time in a while. That said, they don't have a ton of, the talent is still coming along the offensive line in particular. Obviously, good receiving core. Quarterback is figuring it out. So I think by the end of the year, they are going to be a team that could be an NFC contender, NFC playoff contender. I don't think they're going to contend for the NFC championship, but I think if they sneak into the playoffs, they could be a tough out. And I think they could sneak into the playoffs. But I think there's going to be like this kind of dip of, well, I don't know. I was going to say dip, but the ending to their schedule is pretty brutal. Was that 4th down? That was a 4th down stop for your Detroit Lions defense, who played, I think, pretty outstanding football in this game. Jamison Williams, there it is. 11 catches, 108 yards. Lions offense. Did they punt? I think they did not punt in this game. They got, 4 touchdowns and 2 field goals? I think that's right. Because they did have a 2-point conversion somewhere along there. I think it's possible the Lions get 4 playoffs teams. It would be incredible. And as far as I know, I don't think that has ever happened in the 3 wild card era. The question is, who is another contender for a wild card spot out there? Like, I think you could say the loser of the division in Atlanta and Tampa could take up a wild card spot. I think you could say the loser between Seattle and the 49ers could be a playoff spot. But am I convinced Seattle's going to make the playoffs? Am I convinced Atlanta is good enough to make the playoffs? I'm not. I'm not convinced either one of those teams makes the playoffs. So it's possible. It's possible. Anyways, your Detroit Lions look the best they've ever looked in Madden without Aiden Hutchinson, except for maybe on one play. 35-14. Let's look at some final stats before we get out of here. I don't think the Eagles are going to make the playoffs. I think the NFC East is only going to send one team, and it's going to be Washington. All right. Not quite a perfect day for Jared Goff, but he completed 35 of 38, a 92 completion percentage for 370 yards, 1 touchdown, 9.8 average. Really, I mean, if he threw more touchdowns, he'd have a much better passer rating. Rushing, not a ton in this game. Dave Montgomery, a couple big runs, a couple touchdowns, 56 yards. Gibbs, basically a non-factor, although he also got in the end zone. Receiving, Jamison Williams. How do I sort? What's the sort button? Q. Tim Patrick quietly got 84 yards in this game. Sam Laporta, 6 catches. Moved the sticks quite a bit in this game. St. Brown. And then how far do I have to scroll down? Justin Jefferson, 2 for 19. What? Crazy. And who is Sherfield? Trent Sherfield. I don't even know who this is, guys. I'm not going to lie. We don't need blocking stats. Ivan Pace. 15 total tackles. Just a lot of tackles from Minnesota because the Lions completed a lot of passes. What about sacks? Oops. Q. Van Ginkel gets 1. Pace gets 1. Lions don't have any. What about pass deflections? Look at this. Terrion Arnold, 3. Carlton Davis, 3. Brian Branch, 3. Crazy performance from the Lions secondary in this game. And Jake Bates made his field goals. Hold on. I want to see one more thing. Did Jack Fox actually get a tackle? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Good job, Jack Fox. Nothing doing for James Houston. 2 tackles. He's complaining on the podcast. Whoops. No, we don't want to restart. Get out of here. Finish game. All right. All right. 1 o'clock game tomorrow, which means we'll be doing our POD cast probably as close as we can in between the end of those 4 o'clock games and the start of Sunday Night Football. If you want to join us live for the POD cast, that's when we'll be live. After that, let's see, next week. So midweek mailbag is still going to be for everyone next week. The week after that is going to be a subscriber only. So if you aren't subscribed to us on Pride of Detroit Direct, our premium newsletter where we drop 3 different sets of articles a week, 2 from myself, 1 that includes Brett Whitefield, and then a separate one from Ty Schulter, the holder of the Blue Flame. Oh, channel points. Okay. Yeah, let me do that. Please do. And you can go to prideofdetroit.com/subscribe if you're interested in all of that premium content. That is where First Bite lives. If you missed First Bite, if you loved the First Bite podcast, guess what? We still do it. It's just part of a subscription paywall, which is $50 a year. That's, less than $5 a month. Well, it's almost $4 a month. So way cheaper than your Netflixes, your whatevers. And we didn't even talk about Movember.
Hard.
Chat.
String the wall.
Please give me suggestions on what you want me to do for Movember. If, in terms of like every $5,000 that we hit, what do you want me to do that's embarrassing? If you want to do like we've done in the past, a $20 donation, I'll write something that you say on my face, a $50 donation, and we'll crack an egg on our head. Any of that sort of stuff, please send me suggestions. Because that's what makes Movember so much fun, and I'm not creative. And I'm running out of ideas considering we do this every year for the past 3-4 years now. So I don't tweet at me if you're part of the Discord. Send Discord suggestions. If there is there a Movember channel in our Discord? If not, I'm gonna set one up. All right, your lines are your winners. There you go. Channel points are out. A POD Madden tournament. Hair removal is maybe on the table. Last year, there were only 2 things we didn't hit. Let me see if we have a Movember. I don't see one. We'll fire one up. Reverse mohawk. So yeah, 2 things that we didn't hit last year were shave my head and get a Pride of Detroit tattoo. Those were 45,000 for the tattoo and 50,000 for the shave the head. Yes, I would rather get a tattoo than shave my head. We came in at 41,000 and change, so we're pretty close. Those might be the 45 and the 50 again this year, since we didn't hit anything. Okay. I'll add one. Can I add it right now? I'm going to include it in the Pride of the Detroit Lions discussion. Boom. It has been made. All right. So if you guys have suggestions and you're not part of our Discord, ! Discord. I don't know if that works on YouTube. We'll see. But you can join our Discord community where you can just chat Lions all freaking day. Doesn't look like that's going to work on YouTube. But if you want to be part of our Discord, just DM me on Twitter and I'll send you the link. That's where you can send some Movember suggestions. If you have things that you also want us to give away or suggestions on something embarrassing I can do to myself, I'll probably look on Amazon in the upcoming days of something gross I can eat to add to our Wheel of Pain, which is going to definitely stick around for every, 2,500 that we raise or so. So anyways, yeah, I'm still getting set up with the charity that we're going to do this year, and we're going to have some fun stuff there. There might be an additional event that we can talk about in a couple weeks here, but be on the lookout for all of that sort of stuff. Love any kind of support, whether it's money, whether it's sharing our streams, whether it's providing ideas on what we can do for Movember to make it extra fun for everybody. But for now, I'm going to call it. Enjoy the college football today. It's a beautiful day outside here in Michigan, southeastern Michigan. Please enjoy your fall days as well. Get out there. Go disc golfing. If you've never gone disc golfing before, it's very, very fun. And it's usually free. And it's great. All that sort of stuff. Anyways, have a good rest of your day. We love you guys. See you later.